The prize for winning this game was 1 trillion yen. In the center of the arena stood 6 iron cages. Above each cage hung a 30-ton steel ball. Each cage had a number on it, corresponding to the sides of a die. Players had to pick a cage based on the number rolled. If they chose correctly, the ball above them would not fall. If they chose wrong, it would crush them to death. The host tossed a die into a transparent container. When it stopped spinning, the screen displayed the number 1. She threw it again, another one, and again, a third one. Before the fourth roll, she asked the audience to guess the outcome. From this point on, survival depended on predicting the number. The game officially began with a 30-minute countdown. The crowd buzzed with wild guesses and confusion. Then one teammate analyzed the situation. 3 consecutive rolls of 1 meant the die had been rigged. No matter how it was thrown, it would always land on 1. He believed cage number 1 was the safe choice. But when it came to stepping inside, he froze. Suddenly, a high school student calmly walked into cage 1. Others followed his lead and rushed in after him. Meanwhile, another boy began replaying the host's movements in his mind. He noticed that the third throw had a reversed motion compared to the first 2. This made him suspect that the video on the screen was pre-recorded. The dice weren't being shown in real time, meaning cage 1 was likely a trap. He shouted to warn everyone. Players in cage 1 panicked and scrambled out. The boy entered cage 2 instead. He looked up, confirming that the steel ball was still suspended. He sat down. His teammates, trusting his judgment, joined him one by one. With 5 minutes left, 2 boys claimed to have insider information. They tricked the class leader into standing dead center in cage 3, planning to use him as a test subject. He stood there, unaware he had just become their guinea pig. Suddenly, someone in the crowd shouted, "Cage 5." They explained that from a physics perspective, the side marked with 5 was lighter and more likely to land face up. The crowd rushed toward cage 5. The boy's teammate couldn't squeeze in and entered cage 4 instead. The host began the final 30-second countdown. The boy climbed the bars of his cage, jumped into cage 3, and pulled the class leader toward the edge. Everyone froze in shock. He told them to press against the cage walls, pull in their legs, and stay still. The timer hit 0. The host opened the die container. The result, 4. The boy let out a sigh of relief. His choice had been correct. This game wasn't really about guessing dice rolls. It was a test of observation. When the steel ball dropped, it would not completely flatten the cage. There would be narrow gaps at the edges. Only those standing in those gaps had a chance to survive. That was the real rule of the game.